From this adorable Bulbasaur to this bad Galvantula, Stellar Crown is bringing the card collecting community some highly anticipated chase cards. Hey Pikachingus, and welcome back to our channel. If you follow us on TikTok and Instagram, you'll know that we recently started a series where we feature the artists behind the Pokemon cards that we know and love. And I have been REVAVROOMIN to bring this content to our YouTube channel. God, if Adam was here, he'd totally be making fun of me for that.
REVAVROOMIN!
Anyway, in celebration of the release of Stellar Crown, I wanted to go ahead and showcase some of the incredible artists that went into building this beautiful set. Now, this set does have over 170 cards, so I unfortunately could not get to every single artist in this video. That being said, I wanted to highlight 5 illustrators in particular that really caught my eye when the visual set list first came out. So, in no particular... Why did I just turn Australian? In no particular order, here are 5 artists to look out for in Pokemon's new Stellar Crown set. The first artist we're getting to know is Tetsu Kayama, who is the mastermind behind Stellar Crown's Slowking Common and Noctowl Illustration Rare, which is also the ETB promo. Tetsu Kayama is fairly new to Pokemon card illustrating, having made his debut with the Solrock and Lunatone Uncommons from Obsidian Flames. Since then, he's illustrated a total of 15 cards, which includes the Machoke IR from 151, the Salvatore IR from Temporal Forces, and the Dottler IR from Paradox Rift. If you look closely at Tetsu Kayama's designs, you'll notice that he uses pointillism in many of his works, which is a technique of painting tiny, colorful dots to form an image. For some reason, the only memory I have from elementary school art class is our unit on pointillism, funnily enough. I literally only remember using Crayola markers to mash dots onto a page to create like an apple. But anywho, all that to say that this is a really fun art technique, but it takes so much detail and patience to do well, and I just think it's really cool that Tetsu Kayama takes the time to incorporate it into his Pokemon card designs. Another interesting thing about Tetsu Kayama's work is that he loves using multiple iterations of the same Pokemon in a singular card. You can see this pattern in his Dartrix, Sandshrew, and Brambling cards shown here, which are all interestingly from different sets. If you want to go ahead and check out more of Tetsu Kayama's personal work, you can go ahead and visit his website, kayamatetsu.com. The next artist on our queue is Teeziro, who is the illustrator of Stellar Crown's Fletchling Common and Hydrapple SIR. Teeziro has been in the Pokemon card illustrating game for quite a few years now, making her official card illustrating debut with the Aggron, Lycanroc, and Golurk rares from Chilling Reign. However, she was actually first discovered by Pokemon when she submitted this Charizard artwork to the 2019 TCG Illustration Grand Prix. Although she unfortunately did not win that year, her art was so captivating that Pokemon recruited her to become a regular illustrator during the Sword and Shield era. She's since illustrated a whopping total of 62 cards, which includes the Umbreon Altart from Evolving Skies, the Celebi Altart from Fusion Strike, and the iconic Ancient Trio from Temporal Forces. In interviews, Teeziro has shared that she actually loves drawing big monsters, so she's frequently assigned colossal-looking Pokemon like this Drudigan Trainer Gallery card and this Gigantamax Orbeetle, which interestingly Teeziro has also said to be one of her most challenging illustrations yet. As you can see from her card collection, Teeziro knows how to immediately catch your eye by using a painterly art style, incorporating very vibrant color palettes. Some attentive collectors on Reddit have even noticed that she's been slowly building a larger art piece with several of her recent common cards. Now, I personally love it when artists take the time to incorporate little Easter eggs like this because it just makes card collecting that much more fun. It does seem like this larger art piece still needs quite a few cards to be completed, but I'm really excited to see what those cards end up being. Now I will go ahead and plug her personal website right here, teeziro.com, so that you can go check out more of her personal work. The next artist we're getting to know is Saboteri, who illustrated Stellar Crown's Terrapagos SIR and Squirtle IR, which are actually 2 of my personal chases for this set, as well as the Perugly Common. Saboteri first made her Pokemon card illustrating debut with the Reller Common and the Excadrill IR from Temporal Forces. And since then, she's illustrated a total of 10 cards, which includes the Poltergeist IR and the Sinistcha SIR from Twilight Masquerade. Now, I need to pause and acknowledge these 2 cards specifically because Saboteri does such a beautiful job of storytelling through her art here. If you look at these cards side by side, you'll notice that she tells a very heartwarming story about a little boy discovering Poltergeist, who then ages into adulthood as Poltergeist evolves themselves into Sinistra. Now, I don't know for sure, but to me it seems like Saboteri very intentionally uses a sharp contrast of green and neutral colors to kind of show how Poltergeist/Sinistra added some color and joy into this little boy's life. Based off of Saboteri's current card collection, it does seem like she enjoys using this type of evolution-based storytelling, because you can see a similar connection and theme between her Wooper and Quagsire gym promos that were released in Japan earlier this year. And fun fact, this Quagsire will also be released as a promo for the upcoming English set, Surging Sparks. So unfortunately, I could not find a personal website for Saboteri, but you can go ahead and follow her work on her X profile page, x.com/savot. Next up is one of my personal favorite artists, Jerky, also known as Banana Jerky, who is the illustrator of Stellar Crown's Hungry Little Gulpin IR and Grubbin Common. Also, I need to pause here and acknowledge this Grubbin IR because swallowing an entire 2-tier cake is just such a mood. But anyway, back to Jerky's bio. Jerky first started illustrating Pokemon cards during the Sword and Shield era, and let me tell you, they made a banger debut with this Luminion V for Crown Zenith's Galarian Gallery. I mean, this card is absolutely breathtaking and it was so sought after by the collector community, so it's no surprise that Pokemon has since assigned them 23 additional cards, which includes the Pidgey evolution line from Obsidian Flames, the Tropius IR from Paldea Evolved, and the Tapu Koko SIR from Paradox Rift. As we walk through their collection, you can probably already see that Jerky has a very distinct and individualized art style. They use a lot of sharp lines and solid colors, which interestingly kind of mimics the same effect as paper cutting. And no, I don't mean this type of paper cutting. I mean the paper cutting and layering technique that dates back to the 4th century, which, fun fact, was actually when paper itself was first invented in China. Even though Jerky may not necessarily use this specific type of technique, I think it's incredible how they're able to mimic it through their drawing style. This really makes a lot of their designs pop in both their Pokemon cards and their other personal projects, which you can check out more of on their personal website, banana-jerky.com. And last but not least, the final artist we are featuring today is Rika, who is the illustrator of this beautiful Reboot IR. Rika first made their card illustrating debut with one of my favorite uncommon cards, the Umbreon from Obsidian Flames, which was later turned into an exclusive GameStop promo. Since then, they've illustrated a total of 11 cards, which includes the Dragonair IR from 151 and the Mantike IR and Mela SIR from Paradox Rift. So to my surprise, as I was doing research, I actually realized that this Mantike IR is one of only 3 Mantike cards to have ever been printed in English and only one of 5 total. So shout out to Rika for illustrating such a beautiful card for a Pokemon that has yet to receive a lot of love. As I was looking through Rika's social media pages, I actually noticed that they share a lot of their sketch work to showcase the earlier stages of their artistic process. These posts were actually super cool to see because they really showed how much planning goes into all of Rika's artwork. Rika uses a lot of detailed shading and layering techniques that add visible depth to their illustrations. And when it comes to Rika's card collection, their drawing style manages to add a subtle hint of realism to Pokemon's fantasy world, which in my opinion really helps bring each card to life. You can go ahead and check out more of Rika's work on their personal website, potofu.me/Rika. Now, there were a few other artists of Stellar Crown that I really wanted to showcase in this video, but because they're just so new to Pokemon card illustrating, I couldn't find enough information to create a bio on them or do a proper art analysis on their work. But let me go ahead and give a shout out to Orca, who illustrated this Bulbasaur IR, Kazumasa Yasukuni, who illustrated the Zorora IR, and Marina Chikazawa, who illustrated this Joltik and Galvantula duo. Such beautiful artwork from all of these artists, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more cards from them in future sets. And as I mentioned earlier, as much as I would have loved to showcase every single artist that went into creating this set, I just couldn't get to everyone in one sitting. I would love to get to some of the artists I missed today in a future video or for future sets, so please let us know down in the comments below if you enjoyed this content and want to see more art-driven videos from us. And as always, thank you so much for supporting and watching our channel, and do not worry, Adam is still here. We are still doing this channel together and we have many more openings to come, so don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for our next video. Alright, bye everyone!
Wow, this coffee's making me REVAVROOM!